For decades, there's been this one massive challenge for AI. A test so hard, it's basically the world championship for the brightest young human minds on the planet. Well, guess what? It just happened. A new AI from Google DeepMind has officially hit a gold medal standard at the International Mathematical Olympiad. We have to break this down.
So the big question has always been this. Can a machine actually reason its way through a problem that's designed to stump the most brilliant high school kids out there? And we're not talking about just crunching numbers here. This is about real creative mathematical thinking. The stakes were, well, incredibly high.
And to really get how big a deal this is, you gotta understand the IMO. It's been around since 1959, and it's basically the Mount Everest of high school math. You're looking at 6 brutally difficult problems. Problems in geometry, number theory, algebra, stuff that really tests your intuition, not just your memorization. Now, this wasn't AI's first crack at climbing this mountain. Oh no. The big AI labs have been throwing everything they have at this for a while now. And honestly, the progress has been just staggering to watch.
Just think about this. Last year, in 2023, Google had a specialized system called alpha geometry. It scored the equivalent of a silver medal, which was, absolutely incredible on its own. But this year, they snagged the gold, and they did it with a general AI model. That jump from a specialized tool to a general-purpose AI, that's the real headline here. It's a huge leap.
So what does a gold medal score actually look like? Well, the AI nailed a 35 out of a possible 42. And get this, it wasn't just Google. Right around the same time, OpenAI announced that they had also reached a gold medal level, also scoring a 35. This was a massive moment for the whole field. But here's this really cool little detail, a bit of human context. With all this excitement, both Google and OpenAI were reportedly asked to kind of pump the brakes on their announcements. And why? Well, it was to make sure that the actual human students, some of whom, by the way, got a perfect 42, got their moment in the spotlight first. Just a really classy move and a great show of respect for human brilliance.
Okay, so how did they do it? What's the secret sauce? What's the technology that powered this just incredible jump in reasoning? Well, let's meet the model that got the medal. Gemini DeepThink.
The core idea, the big innovation, is this new technique that they're calling parallel thinking. And this is a totally different way for an AI to tackle a problem. It's not about just finding an answer super fast. It's about being incredibly thorough to find the absolute best answer.
So here's how you can think about it. Imagine you've got a really complex problem. Now, instead of one expert thinking it through step by step, DeepThink is more like an entire auditorium filled with thousands of experts, and they all start brainstorming different ways to solve the problem, all at the same time. The system then looks at all these different ideas, throws out all the ones that lead to a dead end, and then weaves the best parts of the best ideas together into one single rock-solid answer.
That all sounds amazing, right? Super powerful. But what does it actually look like when it's running? To find out, we decided to give it one of those real IMO problems from the contest. So we took the problem, pasted it in, and hit go. And as DeepThink started exploring those thousands of different paths, the screen just stayed blank. There was no progress bar, no little thinking animation. We just had to wait and wait. And then finally, after 16 minutes and 10 seconds, an answer pops up. And that is an eternity in computer time. A really, really long time for a computer to think. So the big question is, was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. After all that waiting, the answer was perfect. It correctly figured out that the possible values were 0, 1, and 3, which was an exact match with the official IMO solution. So it got there. It definitely took its sweet time.
Okay, so we've established it's a math genius. This slow thinking is brilliant for numbers, but does it work for other complex stuff? Let's see what happens when we step outside the world of pure math.
So when it was asked to generate all the complex 3D code for a Thai-style house from just a single prompt, it totally nailed it. An impressive, super detailed model. But then, when it was asked to do something like code a simple game like Angry Birds, it really struggled. So what gives? Well, coding a game isn't a one-and-done kind of problem. You have to iterate, right? You test, you debug, you make a small change, you test again. Waiting 15 minutes between every tiny change? That's just not practical at all.
And this right here,
This brings us to the real heart of the matter. This is the core takeaway from this incredible new tech. We are now looking at a fundamental trade-off in AI.
This chart really lays it out. We basically have a new choice to make. On one side, you have our standard AI models. They're super fast and they're really, really good. On the other side, you've got DeepThink. It's way slower, but it's operating at this truly elite level of intelligence. The thing is, we don't always need the most intelligent model. Sometimes what we really need is just speed.
This is what it all comes down to. The future of AI isn't just going to be this straight-line race for more and more intelligence. It's going to be about building a whole toolkit of AIs and then learning how to balance speed, cost, and intelligence so we can pick the right tool for the right job.
And that brings us to the final thought. We now have an AI that can show us what profound, deep reasoning looks like. But it comes at a real cost, time. It's probably not what you'll use to code your next app or answer a quick email. So I'll just leave you with this question. What are the grand challenges, the big problems in science or engineering that are so important they're truly worth the wait?